Yo, the people, this Nate here.
This Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This is the Games Music Life podcast, episode 339, I think, or it's 340. I don't know.
Sound right.
Okay,
no,
339
sound about right.
Okay,
yeah.
339 sounds right. All right, I'm going to start this podcast. I got a cop, please, first of all. All right, so you had a cookout. All right, yes. And families got together. Beautiful time. I've been getting on you for the longest about having something at the crib. The kids missed you. They got a chance to come over and kick it. I ruined I ruined a Connect 4 game. All right, so I'm gonna start this podcast and cop, please. Your aunt she may or may not cut me. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't feel safe until I left. Okay, because listen,
yeah, I should have warned you. That's on me. I should have warned you.
I thought,
that was serious business.
It was serious business. But I was okay. So the last part on there, I thought we all saw it. I'm like, oh, okay, you got to win right here. So I gave a contest clue, and she didn't see it. Your other aunt didn't see that I pointed there, and then she ended up doing it. But then your other aunt thought that she got the clue from me, and that point I didn't feel safe. Okay? I'll be honest with you. And
she ready to fire up.
Oh man, she was cutting her eyes at me. And I was like, man, she may or may not cut me. I patted her down a couple of times, make sure she didn't hit me with the 3-inch blade. So I'm gonna say, Auntie, I'm sorry. I mean, and then it didn't. The thing about it is, it didn't go good the rest of the day because she proceeded to lose a lot after that. And I think she contributed.
Man, you threw her all off. Yeah, you threw her all off, man.
You know,
what she was hot now. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, your aunts was.
She had murder on her mind.
They were competitive over that Connect 4 game, bro.
Like, my whole family is like that, bro. Yeah, literally, we were all like that. Like, yeah.
No, I got a chance to see it, man. I got a chance to see cornhole. I look at cornhole totally different now. Like, it's a friendly game of cornhole. That's what I thought was going on.
You saw me firing up, right?
No, I saw you.
Yeah, I was out there firing them up, boy. What?
Yeah. No, okay.
Champ around here.
Keep it all real with me, all right? Did you crash that night?
No. We was up and good. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. No, right. I was 100. Yeah, I was 100%.
Okay.
Now, I will say my calves was burning up the next day.
Okay, there we go.
But yeah, I was still out and about, man, just moving around the next day. Like, when I said, like, I could go run a marathon, I meant that, bro. Like, I just put the pain out of my mind and just keep it pushing.
You were working on adrenaline because you were in full host mode. And I love to see it because for many years you saw me in that. And, like, I told you, your day is coming. And now you got to see yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a good time, though.
It was a good time, man, and I want to send a shout out to my baby. Happy birthday! I'm so glad everybody came out to celebrate it. We thank you, you know what I'm saying, for highlighting my baby and celebrating her special day with her. We appreciate y'all, and shout out to you, Honey Bunny, or another wonderful birthday. I hope I put that together for you. All right,
you did.
And,
you did your thing, man.
We love you.
You did your thing. I think a lot of times, because I know I put a lot of pressure on myself when it comes to Shrita's birthday every year, and I'm like, man, I gotta do something special. But ultimately, they just want to be celebrated.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, it was perfect time to do it too. Saturday, it was up. It was good.
It came out good. Your whole block was like somebody was having a party. So it looked like everybody's birthday was going on at the same time. So, but even with all that being said, it was still quiet. It was still a great. You know, I mean, out in the country, man, it was good, man.
Yeah, it's good vibes, man. Next time, now I will say I'm gonna have to invest in an outdoor speaker because, like, man, we had when the music was rocking, boy, we had to jump it out there. Yeah, but it was a good time, man. We had a great time with everybody. Now that we've had a few little functions or whatever. Now it kind of feels better about, like, okay, spacing and, like, everybody find a place and you know what I'm saying, stuff to do, all that kind of stuff. So I feel good about that. And I ain't gonna lie, like, one thing I always be thinking about, man, I love the fact that, like, my nieces and nephews get to come by and have those memories and spend time like that, feel comfortable in here. It's like, that brings joy to my heart. That brings joy to my heart.
See, you were
I text nephew. Okay. I text nephew. I was like, "Hey, bro, we was missing you today, man. Like, don't think I forgot. Don't think I didn't notice, my man." So next time we're going to have to put it together with.
He'll be there, but I'm telling you, because you were on duty, you were on the grill, you was big Q, but you didn't like literally. We were at your crib. I would say in the first 5 minutes they was playing hide and seek. It was like 5 minutes in. I couldn't even get a pair of slides on yet. You told me where the slides was at, and the kids was playing hide and seek. And I said, at that point, you're at Uncle Kevin and Auntie Toy's house. I don't care. You go. Yeah. I'm not paying for anything. And they said you can go hide. Go find matter of fact, go find Uncle Kevin's Wotherspoons and put them on. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Go have fun, man. Make those memories, man. I love it. I love to see it, man. It warms my heart. So that was beautiful to see.
Yeah.
But man, we had a good time. I'm so glad you got to meet the you know what I'm saying, my side of the family, bro.
Well, the thing is, because as long as we've known each other, I haven't had a chance, because I've heard they were like Sasquatches a lot of times, because I've heard the names, but then putting the faces with the names and then seeing the personalities were exactly how you say they are. It was fun as heck. And then I got a chance to chop it up with Pops. Pop, I'm gonna tell you, shout out to Pops, man. He be fighting a good fight. Okay, listen, Pops, and I know you're not here to defend yourself, and I love this angle that we can do right now. We're done with the '80s, man. Dr. J was just okay. Okay, like
he ain't had no left hand. Magic ain't had no left hand. I love getting the guys fired up with that too. He
was so upset, you know.
Yeah, they be trying. Man, we was on Wilt. Everybody was on Wilt.
When your uncle said that Wilt was in his top 3, he was like, "What? Why? Like, there's no footage of that 100-point game. It never happened."
The circus was in town. That's why we ain't got footage of the 100-point game.
Yo, when you said the circus was in town, that was it. Between him, your uncle, and my godfather still been on my case about it, man. We killing it. Like a lot of the older generation, they gonna put hands on us one day, man. You know?
Oh, man. I just love firing them up with that, man. Like it always get the conversation going good. So hey, man. But in seriousness, man, all respect to the OGs, man.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? They built the game out, but I gotta fire up my OGs about it.
Some OGs. Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you, Bob Cousy and all them. You put me in that game today, I'm an all-star. I still feel that way.
I'm cooking Bob Cousy, man. Man, listen, I've been cooking Bob Cousy. I was 10 years old. Like, get out of here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was a bum.
A one-handed crossover. All right, so now we get ourselves in trouble again.
Yeah, I was just joking.
Well, shoot, man. Let's start like we always do. What we been playing? What you been playing, bro?
Not a thing, my boy. I meant to hop on the Helldivers this weekend, man. That just never happened, man. We got the new major order. We got to eradicate a whole planet. I was like, man, I'm here for that, but I wasn't here for that, unfortunately.
You know what? Because I knew you were cooked because you had a lot going on. And I figured I was going to hit you up about Helldivers because I saw the new order. But to the defense of that, I was cooked myself, just moving around, networking, and doing all the things. But with that being said, I still end up playing Paper Mario 1,000-Yard Door, which is a GameCube game, which is a remake on Nintendo. Nintendo has mastered that right now, and I got means. I should have dropped off the means to you while I was there for you to play it as well. But I've been playing that just because it's something blindly I can play. Yeah. But and I didn't even. My intention was to hit you up and we play some Helldivers, and also just I played a little bit more of Ghost of Tsushima, which is still a phenomenal game.
I need to go back and play it again.
Yeah, I need to finish that because my goal is to finish that one and then finally get to playing Ragnarok. Because I'm into playing Ragnarok on the PC because I think first world problems. I end up trying to make it down to my man cave. I never make it down there, and by the time I end up saying I'm gonna go do it, the Khalees is down there playing Genshin Impact or something, or watching some anime or something. So I never make it.
Why you don't just put the Xbox down there, man? Move the PlayStation upstairs to the loft, man, and all's right with the world, man.
It's not.
Xbox.
No,
it's cool.
It's not right with the world, Kev, because Khalees wants to play Genshin Impact, which is only on PlayStation, and she has her profile on. Even the kids don't like playing the Xbox, bro. That's why the Xbox is in the office. They don't like playing it. Yeah, it's nasty.
You need that Pro Boy to come out, man.
I know.
PlayStation, hurry it up, man. Make that Pro come out. My man, get back to it.
Word. Or they can just keep putting the games on. What PlayStation needs to do, honestly, is just make the games cross-platform. Like, if I buy the game once, just let me have it on PC. I shouldn't have to buy it twice. And that way it'd be perfect, having cross-save progression. Let me do that route versus buying it 2 times. That's what I think should happen.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
But gaming has been on a standstill. Lil Nadier's been home for summer break, and he's been playing a lot of 2Ks. I hear him in there playing, and actually playing they play a lot of Call of Duty. So they still getting that right.
I need to get on that duty with them then. Or they might be playing Warzone. I don't play Warzone so much, but I will, man. Like, y'all show them how it's done. It's what, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever. I love to backpack my nephew on through, man. You know what I'm saying? Carrying him to a victory.
Yeah, all of the nephews are playing too. Matter of fact, we're all about to go play basketball today, so they're all getting all hyped. So there you go. So y'all play Warzone. But shoot, man, I know the NCAA 25 footage came out, and I'll be honest with you, I got hyped. Looking at it. The music, something about college, they always had the nostalgia in it where it was like it created a level of just different words. Because like I always thought Madden in college went kind of hand in hand. But I always preferred college. So when college was kind of put out the reins, it was like, all right, did I stop playing Madden? I'm like, hey, now I'm not playing any football games. But now that college is back this year, and it has all the names in there. It got featured players. I saw Travis Hunter was on one. I'm like, man, this is going to be kind of dope. So I'm actually looking forward to it. Have you had a chance to look at any of the footage for the game yet?
Yeah, I saw it, man, and then like the new game mechanics and the fatigue and like how it's gonna impact players and like the veteran players versus the freshmen and all that stuff. Like, so it's like looking dope. But I will say this: like, I don't mean to throw salt in the game.
Okay.
But like, we got to keep in mind that EA is still producing this game. You understand me?
Right.
And like, we've been let down before, so I'm trying to manage my expectations. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, do I really think that they went all out and like they're really revamping this, or am I getting an overhaul of Madden mechanics with, you know what I'm saying, a new polish on top?
I mean, that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen with it. I mean, until it's kind of like being on a project that you never have gotten faith into. It's like we just have to wait and see. But
basically,
they're going to get our money regardless. You know what I'm saying?
try.
Like I'm gonna definitely get it. So I'm gonna cop the game. I got faith they're gonna do it right. Only because it's been such a hiatus and such a time off, and this is like kind of like it's coming out for the first time again. They can't mess this up, Kev. They can't.
They can,
man.
though. They can.
I know.
That's
It's
the
EA.
problem. Like it's EA, man. Like we really think they put. I mean, they've been putting Madden out this whole time now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
That's very true.
I can't call it. But I'm managing my expectations. It's cop regardless. Like I'm getting the game, but. Man, I don't know. I've been trying not to get too hyped when I see these videos, these trailers, and all that, and they telling me all the new stuff they gonna give me. I'm like, all right, man. But I've been tricked. I've been deceived by this company before.
For sure, absolutely. I'll tell you the thing that got me though is remember in Madden on the PS2 version, you kind of like it felt good to take a Bethune-Cookman and play against a USC and like skill kind of went into it, and like if the better player sometimes will win. And it felt good to like, okay, this is the ultimate challenge to gotta do this. It seems like on this year's game, there is no like if you get Ohio State versus anybody, they're not gonna win. Like those lowly decent teams, like you go on even with a part where you brought up about the freshmen or whoever being like in a stadium. Because one thing that got me when I saw that Penn State footage at night, I'm like, okay, this game is copped. It just looked pretty. But when I saw the quarterback that was playing during that time, he was completely rattled. I'm like, okay, this might not be what I want it to be. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think that you're going to be able to take a team that shouldn't be there, like senior night type game, and pull off an upset. I don't think that's going to be able to happen.
Yeah, and you know it works out great for me because I mean my favorite team going to be Ohio State.
Well,
so
I mean, exactly.
And I mean it's like and it's perfectly, you know what I'm saying, it's perfectly fine. I ain't front running like. This is where we at, you know what I mean? So, if I'm handing out these L's, boy, you know what I'm saying? Just know, you know what I'm saying? And listen, and if you pick Ohio State too, I want to see your geotag.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like
only real Buckeye fans are allowed to use them.
100%. Like we ain't trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That's a nasty thing though, because I remember when the Eagles was good a couple weeks. The Eagles have consistently been decent in football and Madden, but I remember when I used to play Madden heavy. Nothing would annoy me more than when I would see somebody that I know would be like a Cowboy fan or a Redskin fan, and they would use the Eagles. I'm like, man, you're not even. Like, I don't care how good the Cowboys have ever been. I've never played with the Cowboys in Madden. Not one time in my years on God's green earth, I've never played with the Cowboys. I played with the Redskins before, but I've never played with the Cowboys or the Giants.
The only way I ever find that to be acceptable is if we roll for teams. So, like, if you're saying you could do 3 random, and you know what I'm saying, you could pick a best out of those 3. And if you just happen to land on one of those, then, hey, I got to eat that. But if you front run, if you front run and that ain't your squad, I don't respect it. No matter what happened in this game, I don't respect it.
Absolutely not. That's the equivalent of coming to the barbershop with the Ops jersey on. Like, I don't like. And that's another thing going back to the cookout though. When that story about Mo being a Buckeye fan, how they didn't root for him, that might be top 10 one of the funny and Speedy.
They rooted for him.
Yeah.
They didn't root for the Buckeyes.
Bro, that is one of the funniest stories I've ever heard in my life. Like, seriously.
Hey, man. Like, the pride run deep, man. Like, everybody from Michigan, it is what it is. They was like, I mean, I'm happy for you, but y'all still the Ops. I'm sorry.
And I want you to lose. I want you to do good, but I do not want y'all to win.
And, I mean, like, that'd be cool, like, for the weeks that, you know what I'm saying, we wasn't playing Michigan and nothing like that. It's like, all right, yo, whatever. I hope to see y'all do. But, yeah, Michigan week come by, like, man, it was they were talking about that team up north.
Right. Yeah.
It was what it was. You know what I'm saying? We had to hold that. But it's cool. It like, hey, man, is what it is.
That's funny. All right, shoot. Well, ain't nothing really else going on game-wise. I know people are in an uproar about God of War coming on a PC, and people are upset that you have to create a PlayStation account in order to play it on PC. What is the big thing about this? I really don't get it. Like, you got to create a little account. At this day and age, you got to create an account for everything.
Yeah, so I mean, like, problem? You don't get into the Steam store without a Steam account. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta have an account for everything. Like, okay, like, what's the problem?
Exactly. But I know you play Ragnarok on PlayStation, so you're not too geeked about that. But I know people. I do find it dope that the people that can experience, you know, some of these first party Sony games, because I still need to pick up. I'm waiting for a sale for Horizon Zero Dawn, the definitive edition, to come out on sale for PC, because I do want to cop it for that.
Why?
I did just because I was gonna play it on. I just want to play it. I haven't played it, but I want to find it on sale, Kev. I'm not paying the $69.99, bro.
I would say skip it, bro. I ain't
Really?
lie. Yeah, like listen. I was having this talk with one of my coworkers one day.
Okay.
It's a really good game. It's a lot of fun, and like they put a lot of thought into it, great mechanics and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That game is so long.
Really?
That like bro, I got about halfway through the game. I was like, I'm ready for this to be over. Like, I wish this game would just hurry up and end because there's so much content in there. I'm like, yeah, I'm sick of this. I don't want to play this anymore. Well, I want to finish it, but I really don't want to play anymore. To the point, I just powered through.
Well, honestly though, that was always my problem with the free roam games that you always got on me about. Like, dear, you don't like them because I never thought they would end. Because I was once I knew, and this is I say this all the time, bro. When I had that long, it was like a candlelit fire that I was playing on Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption, and then you told me that the long part that I sat through wasn't even a main story. I never went back. I'm like, I'm never going back to this game because I know I'm never going to finish it. I'm never going to finish this game for that point alone. Like, it's just they're too long. Like,
but see, games like that, you can sit with that because it's like, yo, it's cinematic. Like a game like that, I wasn't really looking for it to end. That was a game I could pick up and I could play and not do anything that had anything to do with the main storyline. I could just have fun, put it down. I wasn't in a rush to finish that. Horizon is not a game like that. It's like everything is centered around the actual quest, and there's a bunch of like little side missions and stuff like that. But still, the game is just way too long. It's just way too much game.
Now, when you got to certain points, did you ever like look to see how far you were in a game before you stopped playing it? Like, do you ever know? Because you might be at the end.
Because I know I'm gonna finish it. Like, I know I'm gonna finish it. It just got to the point where it was like every time I see a new mission come up, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this mission, man. But I'm skipping all the cutscenes. I don't care.
Yo,
like, power through.
See, I don't understand how you can really love story in games, but you get so impatient. To this day, I still don't know what Gears 4
story
is
has
about.
to be really good. Story has to be like Ghost of Tsushima. I watched every cutscene, man. I was invested, but like the story don't grab me, bro. I'm skipping everything. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, that makes sense because I know with what was it, Horizon Zero Dawn? Not Horizon. What's the game that you played that was with the Kojima game? Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding. Yeah. She was all about that. Like you know, but that's
compelling
Kojima.
Story. Yeah, exactly. Compelling story, but like Horizon, the story ain't that great, man. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No. Okay. All right. Well, if the story's not that great, then I don't want to play it.
It's fun to play though. That's the thing. It's fun to play. Like great mechanics and like.
Is there a lot of sneaking? Is there a lot of sneaking around in it?
No.
Okay. All right. Cool. Because I don't like that. I don't like the sneaking around in games. That's why I never got into Metal Gear. I know, kill me now. I know, but that's why fine. I didn't. The espionage part was like, I don't really like it. Although I like James Bond movies, I just don't like playing them out.
The nerves probably get on you, man. You
know
does.
What I'm saying?
Like
I told you
trying to sneak around, man. Hands start shaking. You like, I don't need to feel like
and
this.
My blood pressure start going up. Like the left side start going numb. Like I can't go out like this, man. I don't want to go out like this, man. Yeah. All right, man. That's it. Gaming news. So the finals are set. NBA finals are set. We got the Mavs versus the Boston Celtics. Kev, listen. I cannot live in a world where the Boston Celtics win the championship. I got to be honest with you. My hater hat is on. I'm all with Flat Earth Kyrie. I'm rooting for the Mavs, man.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I want the Mavs to. I don't even want this to be a good series. I want the Mavs to come through and stomp. Just 'cause I want to see Kyrie win, man. That's it.
Yeah. Although I will say though, man, this new, the former players that ride for Kyrie, it's like I feel like they might have like a bet going on or something because I admire Kyrie as well. I think he's a phenomenal talent. We talked about it in previous podcasts about him, quote unquote, being the most skilled basketball player at all, and what does it translate to? Ultimately, we landed on it doesn't really mean anything when that comment is said. Yeah. But the former NBA players and even former players alike, and you go to barbershop, bro. Well, I know you don't go to barbershop, but if you ever go to like a family function or something, we'll get the youngins together. I think people around our age too. It's always this subsect of fans that just think Kyrie is the greatest thing ever, and like. Albeit I understand why he's at the table, I just don't really get it. I don't really get that, man. But people really ride for him, man.
Man, it's the highlights, man. Like you just he looked like a wizard on the court. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like who doesn't wish they had that skill set of Kyrie?
No,
it seems like he could just do anything on the court.
Yes, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Ant-Man, and I see him and Cameron are beefing. Like, well, Cam put a diss track on, which is kind of dope. Like the commercial, but I like that they keep it on there, and I like how Cam went about it. Like, I'm going at the Adidas and bringing up that all the Adidas athletes have gotten hurt, which brings up a great point. I gotta be honest with you.
I was like, hey man, like now, come on now, let's not wish that on Ant. Like I do want to see, I want to see Ant succeed. But
facts.
And you know what I'm saying. But that is, hey man, listen, Ant, stop jumping out the gym, boy. You are wearing them Adidas now. You know what I mean? You gotta play more like Harden. That's why Harden. You know what I mean?
He got hurt in Adidas though.
That's true, but he stay on the ground for the most part.
He does stay on the ground. But I think Ant does watch the pod because he listens to you. Ever since you said it on pod a couple weeks ago or months ago at this point, he stopped flying like this. All right, let me preserve these knees. You know what I'm saying? And be all right. So yeah, the finals are set. Starts Thursday. I do think that viewership will be there. I'm rooting for Kyrie to come back to Boston and light the aroma candles and get everything right and go ahead and beat them. But I like Shannon Brown or Jaylen Brown. I like Jaylen Brown. Let me say that. I keep saying Shannon Brown.
I'm not mad. I wouldn't mind seeing you know what I'm saying, Jaylen Brown do his thing out there, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's my silver lining. I'm already copping pleased because if they win it, I don't want to see Jason Tatum win. But if I can see Jaylen or Shannon or Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown. Yeah, Jaylen Brown.
I see Jaylen Brown win one. It'll be all right.
No. I got to veer a little bit, man.
Go ahead.
So now keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Are you watching the WNBA?
No. And I feel bad because like I'm a girl dad, so I like the girls sport. Let me say that I love girls basketball in the sense that it empowers. I love that my daughters can see them. But I like
but do they care about watching it?
No, they don't. But I do understand. Let me say this. I do like how the WNBA are trying to rebrand themselves. Let me say that.
How?
Well, I don't know if I could. Well, all right.
You can say it. Like, I mean, I know what you mean.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
They're trying to highlight the.
They're trying to make it a women's league.
Exactly. Trying to make it a women's league. Like, I don't know how a nice way of saying that. They're trying to make it a women's league, but they're highlighting in like all the empowerment. The thing that gets me though is rookie hazing has been going around since the beginning of basketball. You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new. You know, as far as like,
I don't even want to hear this.
No, they're like bullying. Because like the thing that everyone's saying, like they're bullying Caitlin Clark. I don't feel like they're bullying her.
First of all, man, like that little bump, man, that was soft. Like, come on, man. And she hip checked her. Like, man, first of all, that was a flop. If we
they said it was, they're trying to say like she was dirty. Like it was a dirty hit, and that's why I don't agree with that.
It was a bump. It was just a bump. Like, and like the hard screens and all that. Like, hey, like, yo, listen.
Yeah.
Because if nobody is swinging, she all right.
Right. I think so too. I think she's fine, and I think ultimately she feels like it's okay. Like she
flops a lot, bro.
She does flop. She did it in college too. And
I mean, I get the call, but like we can't be crying every time, you know what I'm saying, somebody box her out and she fall over. Like, man, like that's the game.
Yeah. I agree with that. I do like there's a lot of eyes watching it. There's a lot of little girls watching the sport, a lot of men, a lot of people. Let me say that.
I really would like to know, are there?
Well, I would like to think that. I think that
like, I see it on social media a lot. I hear people talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
But is that translating to people actually tuning in and being invested in the W right now? Or is it flash in the pan? Is my real question. Like, do we think that the hype train, you know what I'm saying, carries on?
I don't think, let me say this. I don't think that the hype train is going to carry on. And I think that the pundits know that. Like I saw where Stephen A got tucked in today because somebody called him out on the fact that I
saw that.
Yeah, like yo, you could have highlighted this sport 3 years ago with your platform. And I'm like, I feel her. I understand what she was saying, but we're talking about it now. Well, Stephen A's and I agree with his point too. Like, yo, we're talking about it. Let's keep elevating this. Let's keep moving the needle forward. But it's almost like you're in a lose-lose situation with that because he's like, oh, you could have did this 3 years ago. I was like, all right, I can't win here.
So could you have?
Exactly. No, but she, you know I guess she felt like she didn't have the platform to do it. I'm not necessarily sure what her argument was.
Make the platform. Like, I mean, like, yo, like if the product was pop, like, I mean, I don't know who the world champ is in whatever that Slapfest league is or whatever that is. Now, I ain't watching that. I don't know who the champion is of that. I don't know who the champion is in bare knuckle boxing. I don't know who the champion of bowling is.
I'm so mad you still brought that to the forefront. I still know what
bare knuckle boxing.
Yes, Kev, hey. you were all over it. I'm like, what is this? And I watched it. I'm like, this is barbaric. This is crazy. And the Slapfest, they got one now where you're like, you lock hands. And like you just like throw punches, like you can't run, like you lock hands with one, like you're trying to knock.
I'm saying like the backseat jujitsu,
that's
or whatever,
funny.
phone booth boxing or whatever. I don't know who the champ is and all that stuff. Like, you ain't gonna make me feel bad for not watching the W. Like, yo, get out of here. Like,
There's
it's a bunch of sports out there, man. Like, I don't know who, you know what I'm saying? I know who Sha'Carri Richardson is, and I know some of the track and field athletes. I don't know who the Usain Bolt ain't running no more. I don't know who the fastest man alive is right now. I know Sha'Carri Richardson. Right. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of sports that a lot of people ain't supporting. Why is the W any different?
I mean, that's a good point. I think that I don't know. I'll let you answer that. Why? I don't know. I don't know why.
I'm gonna have to let somebody who got the argument that, you know what I'm saying, the W should be this out of the third answer that for me, because it's a lot of sports. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know more female tennis players right now. I know Coco Gauff and, you know what I'm saying, Naomi Osaka. I know them for tennis. I don't really know too many male tennis players right now.
Yeah, I blame Nike for that, because during Nike had Agassi, they had McElroy.
That was a long time ago.
McEnroe. There I said McElroy. Yeah. McEnroe. They had a lot of good athletes, and that made people watch it. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember
Andre Agassi and Roger Federer. I know those guys. I don't think that they're playing anymore. I don't know who the guy is in tennis right now. And you know why? Marketing. Marketing is the reason why.
Yeah. Do you think that's the problem with the WNBA though? Marketing?
I mean, I think that they're getting their marketing right now, but it's like, you can't really blame anybody for not watching it before. There's a lot of sports that people ain't watching, man. Do you know that there's a sport? Extreme ironing is a sport.
Extreme ironing?
Yes.
I feel like I could be good at that.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, it might take a lot of skill, brother. Like, they be like hanging from a wire on a mountain, ironing out a pair of Dockers, man. Like, I don't know
if
I
got this. No. See, hold on, stop. We got it. Like, how do you find extreme ironing? Like, how do you bump into that, bro?
If you want to keep it if we want to keep it all the way funky, man. One of my coworkers told me this. I was like, "There's no way." He's like, "No, it's really a thing. Look it up." I was like, really? "All right, bet." I looked it up. It sure was a thing. I was like, "Man, this is crazy." Like, I got a pair of coworkers. Like, they always just looking for the most niche, like sports and activities or whatever. And they're like, "Yeah, it's a real thing."
But neither one of them bump into the WNBA.
Nah.
Okay, yeah, marketing is bad then. Like if my man found through the algorithms found extreme ironing, but WNBA was not on his radar, then WNBA is doomed, man. They're never gonna.
They're aware. They're aware of it, but I mean, they ain't trying to watch it, and like that's okay. That's okay. Like I'm saying, why is it not okay that if I don't watch the W, but it's okay if I don't watch the slap champ? I don't even know what that thing is called. I just know that people be slapping each other. With a handful of powder.
I'm surprised no one's died yet. Like, you literally are letting somebody slap you as hard as they can to knock you out. Yeah. Like, but I will say though, I'd rather watch that than watch Wilder. Like, okay, Wilder has got to be. We got to erase him from the archives. He's at the point where he got knocked out by a dude that shouldn't have knocked him out. Like, and I saw. Did you see the clip of him doing they had the robot. They had the robot on the thing, and he was dodging it, and then he just you should know he's gonna get knocked out.
He was gonna lose because he was twerking before the fight. I was like, man, that's messed up. You know what though? I will say I'm gonna shoot Wilder some bail.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he got cheap shotted because it was perfectly legal. But where Wilder messed up, where he got knocked out, was that he was looking to the ref for a call. He thought he got hit in the back of the head, and he thought it should have been a call. But it's protect yourself at all times. At all times. So he thought the ref was going, you know what I'm saying, protect him or whatever. The ref did not. He got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Should Wilder hang it up? Probably. Yes. But you know what I'm saying? If you look right before that, Wilder thought he was about to throw the knockout punch, man. He came in with a straight. He thought, you know what I'm saying?
He had a good career. He had a good career, Ken. Seriously. He had a good career to where we thought, like, all right, he made it look like, all right, if any real one get out there and throw punches, because that's really what Wilder was doing. He had no defense. He's out there just throwing punches. He was the hood knockout. He was
slugging.
You know? So we rooted for him. But it's over.
Had to.
It's over, bro. He got Snow Angel. And I told you, I wasn't emotionally ready to see him get, what's my man, the Gypsy. The Gypsy made his ear bleed. And I remember we was up texting that night, like, I just don't feel good about this. Like, my blackness does not let me feel great about this, man. And, like, he just got beat on really bad. Yeah. But he had a good career, man.
Hey, man, like, listen, go fight Jake Paul, man.
Jake Paul might put him down.
That's okay. Go get the bag, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have took this fight. He should have just took Jake Paul this last one. He'd have got a bag. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Especially now that Tyson's out. Oh, yeah. Let Wilder step in.
And especially if you're going to get knocked out anyway. Like, if you're you might as well get knocked out and get the bag.
Exactly.
You know, because the dude that just beat him, I
Bro, they fought at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah,
I saw the clips on. I saw the clips on Instagram. I was like, "What? He had a fight today? I didn't even hear about this." Like,
right? They put my guy on prime time, 2 in the afternoon. Like they knew nobody wanted to see that. You know,
right,
but I bet you it's funny too because I bet more people watch that than watch the WNBA game.
Nah, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It could be, but
WNBA got to figure it out. They got to figure the marketing out.
They're figuring it out. It's getting better. The marketing is great. Maybe they need to make us more aware of, you know what I'm saying, where and when these games are being played and why it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they need, because I don't even know. I always find out about the games after, you know what I'm saying? I see the highlights after, but I have no clue what's going on. I have no clue what teams are good and who's not. I know a few of the players or whatever. So that you're trending in the right direction. I have some name recognition with some of the players now.
Well,
but
I have name recognition because of the college game. Like I have no name recognition because of the current WNBA players. Like all the players that I watch were all the players that were good in college last year. You know, so I still don't know a lot of them, but
I mean, but you know, like Diana Taurasi, like the legends, and you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. So like, Skylar Diggins and all that. Like we know that they there. So it's like they have big names and all that stuff. So it's like, man, but I do think that they need to do a better job of making us aware of what's going on and like give us more stakes in the game. I guess I would say, you know what I mean? Because I don't feel any investment into the league, or you know what I'm saying, I see the highlights and it's like, oh, that's cool, but even the highlights right now it's just been drama. Like it ain't been like, oh man, this was a cold play, she dropped her, hit her with the step back three, like, you know what I'm saying, like
because it was actually a good game though. The other night when they were playing, Caitlin Clark was playing against
there were no highlights though to show me it was a good game. All I saw was her getting bumped and then the girl tweeting. That's all I saw. Like, y'all, you know what I'm saying, like get me invested in the actual game somehow. They got to do a better job at that, but they're trending in the right direction. I give them that.
I hope so, because I mean they tried to put them in 2K and people complained about that. Like, I don't want this. Put some more all-star teams.
Coaches.
Yeah.
In my team at least, they was like, all right, but it is what it is, man. They'll get there. They'll get there, but I do think that they need to find a way to reach, you know what I'm saying, the younger demographic, because it's like,
I agree with you on that.
They don't need me as a fan, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I think that's the key, getting the younger generation in there and getting, you know, to where I think they could do a lot by doing that. I don't know how they would do it. I wish I could give them a blueprint on the better way of doing it, but I think that
how do we get young boys bought into like basketball? Like, I mean, like, because when I was a kid, like, it's like Michael Jordan, man. You see Michael Jordan, you want to go hoop, man. Everybody want to play like Mike, man. You wanted the shoes, you wanted to be on the court, man. You wanted to, you know what I'm saying, jump with your
we were drinking Gatorade. We were wearing the knee brace around our calf muscle that cut off the circulation in our leg. Like, we was doing it all, man. So I don't know. Saying,
that got us interested in the game. That got us out in the court. You know what I mean? So it's like, how does the W make that translate?
I think that they just need to have a face that they can attach themselves to. You know, and I think that they haven't bumped into that yet. Maybe Juju is going to be that answer. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But I think that that's what it's going to be. Somebody you want to emulate.
But are they marketing to kids at all, though?
I'm not sure.
Like that's the tough part. That's the tough part, man. Like even when you were saying about how they're marketing the game right now, it's like that's cool. It's getting attention on social media, but like how do you like that? That's honestly the audience that you need. You got to get the kids. Yeah. Once the kids are on board, man, they're lifelong fans or whatever. And if you can get the parents on board, like that's cool. But the kids don't always gravitate necessarily to what, you know what I'm saying, the parents are into. But if you catch them as kids, man, like parents will go out and support whatever it is that their kids want to do. Right. So like then your attendance is up at the games, man, and now you create a lifelong fan and potentially the next star. Right. So I don't know how well they're doing at targeting that younger demographic to be interested in the game and you know, kind of bring those eyes in, because that's what they really need, in my opinion.
No, I agree wholeheartedly with you. And I think that once they figure that out is when I think they'll realize they got something. I'm not saying they don't have something now, but like you said, pulling in the more people and casting that wide net to bring people into the sport is going to be happening. Because right now, listen, besides the NBA Finals, there's really not much going on. No, I mean, baseball and hockey. And it's funny because I never know when hockey starts and ends. And I need to do better about that, because I do find myself liking hockey whenever I go see it in person.
Baseball, cool, honestly. Especially in person. Baseball is amazing. You go to a game in person. Yeah.
I meant to talk to your dad about that too. I know he said he liked baseball before. I want to go check out some games. But speaking of stars, man, we got to talk about your boy Aubrey, man. So another reference track leaked. This time it was the bigger one was the one from Mob Ties from Vori, And we've been talking about this on pod for a couple weeks now, where Drake has done reference tracks where he does the ad libs. We're like, man, he's even repeating the ad libs. That's kind of nasty. And I knew it was bad when I saw Act trying to defend it, and he just threw his hands in the air. There's nothing much he really could do on this one. So Mob Ties was a response to Pusha T that everyone was championing. Oh, this is the great that Drake had a response, and this is him, and this is a great thing. Now we're coming to find out it wasn't even his song. So does ghostwriting even matter anymore? Does writing songs even matter? Like, what do we take from this, Kev?
Like for Aubrey, no, but I mean, like I think that we have to take him out of the category of like best rapper alive, and like he can only fit in like best entertainer alive, or
yes,
you know what I'm saying, best performer alive, because he does have a gift, man. Like he's talented, like he makes the bops. Yeah, and I don't really care about him not writing his songs. As long as I like the song, I don't really care who perform it. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be if everybody. If this was a different person on all these songs and I like the songs, I like the songs. Like, it's fine. I'll add them to my playlist. Yeah. So I'm not really tripping too bad on the ghostwriting stuff. But unless we're talking about greatest rapper, because you can't be the greatest rapper. Yeah. And, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of karaoke here. It was funny seeing Act kind of have to do like a 180 on that. Like, I watched that last stream. Where he was comparing their freestyles. No, when he compared their freestyles. Oh, yeah. And Kendrick Drake was like, with the Blackberry.
He's doing the most.
But you can see what he's really saying. Like, man, this guy, he's good. He's good. Why is he doing this? It's like that other guy, man, he was just praying that you know what I'm saying, a new verse would pop into his phone via text message.
I'm going to tell you what stood out to me, though. So I started looking. I'm not surprised at all this. And I'm ticked off at myself because I was always the Drake fan early on who found, like, I would listen to him and put a lot of people on. And I remember when Drake first came out, he always hung around with a dude named Nicholas F. And he would have songs with Nicholas F. And I always would hear how similar they sound. Oh, they must be cool with homies. No. Come to know, I knew this. Nick was writing everything. Like, from the cadence to everything. So, like, Drake has been true to form this entire time. And like to your point, I think he makes good music and gives you the bops. I still like singy Drake. I still like, just kind of mirroring it. But when you start doing the Shane song and take a little bit from here, take a little bit from there, and then have the nerve to say, like, oh, well, I'm just the best. That's when I draw, like, all right, man, come on. Like,
you can be the best entertainer.
Well, then say that.
Yeah, I'm the greatest entertainer alive. Like, and that's fine. Like, but you can't be the best rapper. I'm not like, you know what I'm saying, I got the hottest bars. Like, no, because they're not yours. But you are the best. You are the greatest performer of our generation, man. And listen, that's nothing to hang your head on. Like, man, like that's a dope accomplishment. Like, Drake, for sure. Drake's run has been unpressited.
But he doesn't want that, though, kid. But he doesn't want that. He wants to be considered one of the best.
He can't have everything now, all right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, take what you got. You know what I'm saying? Be happy with it, man. Like, you be all right. Yeah. But the best rapper conversation, that's out, man. Like,
that's out. Now, I will say this though, Kendrick did a number on these boys, and like when I heard "Drippy" from J. Cole, I literally wanted to throw my phone. I could not believe that was J. Cole rapping that. I couldn't, Kev. I that was cringy.
Like, it's just big me. I love it. I was like, yeah, there we go. It's all settled. Like, man told no lies, man.
Yeah, no, this is when I heard "Drippy" from Drake it was a feature, of course, with J. Cole on it. I said, yo, this is over. And I might not want to hear J. Cole's next album. Like, I'm gonna listen to it. I know I am. I know, but I'm like,
the mirror looking for the fall off.
Bruh, I was like, yo, this is bad. Like, what is this? Kendrick did a number of these boys. Like, Drake is scrambling. I saw Sharita sent me an Instagram post where Drake is hanging out with his dad's side of the family. He'd have made this man go be a family man, with his black side. Like, he's embracing it all now. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I didn't like it.
It's tough, man. You know what I mean? But like, yo, listen. I think that is probably. I think the game needed that clarity. You know what I'm saying? Like, the waters are getting muddy. Yeah. And somebody made a video about this the other day, and I thought it was a really good point. Mm-hmm. And it's that, you know what I mean, hip hop is in a weird place because this next generation, like, you got to keep in mind, like, Drake's been on his run for 15 years, man. That's unprecedented.
Right.
The next generation doesn't really have a clear cut voice or a clear cut leader. It's like
No, that's
everybody
a very
gets a
good point.
single, they get a couple years or whatever, and then it kind of fades.
Yeah.
But because the big three have been the big, well, there is no big three. Let me
Right.
clarify. It's just Big Kendrick, but pause. But you know what I mean? Like, but what we used to know as the big three, man, like they've been the guys for a long time, and like they still kind of sit at the top of the mountain. And
Right.
the fact that nobody's even like getting close to that point is a little bit alarming, because it's like, man, Cole will be 40 soon. So will
Yeah, but
Drake.
who is? Who's the next one?
It like nobody really. It's like there's no like super. I don't want to.
I'm trying to think of anybody up and coming. Like,
but yeah, it's like there's no clear cut guy. Like,
No.
there's no person that looks like, okay, yeah, they're gonna be next up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that kind of leaves the game in a tough place, because it's like, yo, with Hove, man. After that, we had Kanye, Lil Wayne, those guys. You know what I'm saying? After that, we had Drake, Kendrick, Cole, or whatever. But like since then, man, we have not had a defined next up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so so let's say Kendrick has just demolished Drake. It's over. Kendrick doesn't have the output, and nor do we want him to have the output to replace Drake.
Mm-hmm.
That would be somebody else's job to kind of step into that spot. We don't have anybody. We like
Right.
low-key, Drake's gonna be just fine, because like we kind of need him to just be fine.
Well,
Like,
yeah, because who are we going to for the hits? That's the thing that
Exactly.
I ask myself though, to answer your question, is like, who is next up? You know, like I don't even know a lot of the younger acts anymore, and maybe the only like, okay, I know Baby King because of Kendrick, plus because they put out good music together as well. But like, that's one thing. Like, even when going back, bringing a little bit of a sports analogy into this with LeBron, I don't think that LeBron embraced the youth, and I get why he didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But like, he didn't take anybody under his wing to be like, oh, this is my little homie. This is somebody I want to pattern my game after, or have them pattern their game after me, teach them the ropes.
He didn't have a Kobe.
Right, he didn't have a Kobe. Exactly. No, exactly. And that's where we're like, it's dope to see like Luka and even, you know, Jason Tatum right now, seeing him, you know, kind of being the next torchbearers in all this, and Shai Alexander. Like, we've seen the torch being passed in basketball. But to your point, in hip hop, who is the next one? You know, like and I think everyone is like, and I hate this copycat way of dealing with stuff. Like, I'm looking at the beefs that go on now. And some of them, like, it's like, come on, man. Like, when Game threw his hat in the ring, then the girls are beefing. I'm seeing Cardi B and whatever this new girl, they're beefing back and forth. I'm like, yo,
diss track, B's diss track, man, that was awful.
It was, yeah. I don't want to hear it. Like, what's going on, man? Like, I tell you, man.
Everybody's trying to beef now. Like, I'm saying, like, that is one thing. Like, Kendrick kicked it off. Now everybody's just trying to sell beef, and it's like, listen, it ain't gonna work for the rest of y'all. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know. Even speaking of music as well, I know I'm gonna sound like the old man on the fence, but that's my moniker anyway. That Dog Pound album with Snoop, it actually wasn't that bad. Like,
Really?
I'm like, okay, they had some pretty decent tracks on there. Now, mind you, seeing some of them, I worry about them doing some of those moves and corrupt them. Just your hips don't move the same. Like, it's a hip replacement away. So, but yeah, it wasn't that bad. But like, and I think with hip hop, it's tough because everyone's still trying to fight to show they're still in shape. Like, even when I'm seeing Cam do the response to Ant-Man, when I got done watching, I'm like, man, Cam is still in shape. But why am I shocked by that? This man is, it's still showing poetry and showing that he can still, rap. But even with that being said, I'm like, all right, I heard it. And I was like, all right, now what? You know what I mean? Like, what else?
We need a new wave. Like, we need a breath of fresh air in the game or whatever to kind of keep the genre going forward.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It just seems like it's such a cash grabber, just such a copycat league right now, that like the young guys, man, like they get one song and then they're out of there, man.
Well,
like,
let me ask you a question.
Jail, or just the fall off.
Let me ask you a question, though, Kev. How much of this is maybe Drake's fault? Because the guys that potentially were going to be the ones,
steal their style.
He steals their style. So
yeah. Hey,
so
man,
maybe
guy's good. He's good. What can you say, man? When you're good, you're good. Yeah,
exactly.
He sees the next wave. He's like, haha, thank you.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, I think we talked about it on Pod, where Lil Yachty's album, that was a great album. And I think some people that did give it a shot was like, oh, this is a great album. But then Drake came out and had the same flow, had the same style. And then it was like, all right, well, I'd rather just hear this from Drake. And it's like, if I'm Yachty, I'd be a little tight about that. Because I'm still an act making music. You're hearing Drake, but that's really me.
I think Yachty just kind of got to be good with it. Because I mean, like, think about Yachty's career. It's not like he was a brand new artist. Like, at this point, Yachty's been in the game for probably a good 5 to 7 years. Like, he's been around for a while. Like, so yeah, he's kind of getting his career is kind of getting a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? It's breathed new life onto his career.
See, but
just hanging out with Drake.
No, I feel you on that, Kev, but I just feel like that's horrible because it's like, do you and Toy ever sit back sometimes and be like, I know I'm an R&B head, I know sometimes, but like me and Terita will sit back sometimes like, man, what happened to such and such, you know? And we'll say it, and then we'll see like an amazing LMA or a Georgia Smith will come out, and we'll see writing credits from that artist that we had kind of talked about previously. So that artist is still here, but they're, as the fan bases don't want to see that act. So you're still seeing that person's work just through the lens of another artist because they might be more palatable or more easy in the eyes. I'm not necessarily sure. But how do you, that makes sense if you're an older act and no one wants to see anymore. We're talking about acts of people that are literally supposed to be in their prime. Yachty is what, 24, 25, maybe 30? But we don't want to see him. We rather see it from Drake because Drake is saying Shang Tsung.
Well,
and
you know
think
what?
That's a problem.
I also wonder though, how much of that onus is on the younger generation, man? Like it might be like that TikTok attention span, man, where like these kids now they get tired of, you know what I'm saying, these artists so fast, they want something new like immediately. So maybe that's the change in the guard, like, you know what I mean? Like we're still old enough to remember like when I cared about an album, you know what I mean?
Fam, nowadays the thing that's going around now is showing the CD spindle, like people with the burned CDs, and everybody's like, how old are you? I'm this old. That's what we're from. Even then, when we were burning CDs, and we were still, I like to put that kind of like the streaming era, because you still had bunches of CDs that we can listen to and all the things that we can do, and we listened to them. We took the albums in and like, yo, this is why these albums mean something to me, because we listened to them. So it wasn't the fact that we had so much music, because I don't think that that's a great excuse, because it is an excuse when people say, oh, we have so much music, we can't really consume it. It's like, no, you're choosing not to. Yeah. Or like you said to your point previously, it's a microwave society we live in now, where everything is like right here, quick. It's like if you don't get my attention span these 30, 40 seconds, that's it, you know, and I'm out of here. So I don't know, Kev. I
look at a lot of these young guys, man, having to cancel so many shows, or I shouldn't say young guys, but like these kind of newer acts or whatever. I don't want to call them B tier or anything like that, but it's like, yo, Lil Baby out here canceling shows. What happened to Da Baby? Like, man, he was hot as fish grease a couple years ago, man. Like, he can't catch a spark out here, man. Lil Durk, he can't sell shows anymore, man. Yeah, I mean, like all these guys are just having to like cancel their tours. I mean, like, I don't know what J-Lo was thinking about, but still, it's only a handful of people that can really go out there and touch road. And I look at like artists like Steve Lacy. Bad Habit was a huge hit on TikTok. So it's like people bought tickets to the show just to get that 15 seconds, and then they don't know the rest of the song.
Jid as well.
Don't know anything else. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's like, man, and like that's got to be really tough, because it's like, yo, I constantly need that 15-second loop to keep me in front of people's eyes, but they're not really consuming my art. So so then, you know what I'm saying, maybe that tour while that song was hot as fish grease, man, you selling out everything, you doing theaters and all that kind of stuff, man, shows are packed, but you realizing that the audience ain't really connecting with you. And then if you go a year without having another one of those 15-second loops,
you could be done,
or getting synced or whatever, it's like, oh yeah,
you can be done.
You can't book a hotel.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, that's a fact. But I wonder about how or if it could ever get fixed. And I think maybe the streaming era was the problem, because I think I'm saying with tongue in cheek when I say Drake. I do think the streaming era had a large part in that too, because one thing about the battle between Drake and Kendrick, the two disparaging things to me. One we talked about before was that the fan bases. That took the whole thing. But the thing that got me was the fact that when we looked at the bodies of work that Kendrick put out during this beef and the things that Drake put out, and I'm not saying Drake didn't have great songs, but Kendrick's music was art. It was so thought after. It was so layered that when you listen to it, you're like, I still listen to Euphoria, and I'm like, this might be my favorite track out of all of them, because there was just so many layers to it. And like, it was like he was making art. And I think that that's the pride he puts into his music. And I think ultimately over time, that's my problem with Drake, is that he's literally giving us microwave food. It's good, you know, at 3 a.m. when you're warming it up, but it's not going to stick to your ribs. It's not going to really be there in a couple years. You know what I mean? So that's why, I think the difference in the two. So
absolutely. And I mean, I think that's why, you know what I'm saying? I think that we consume their music differently. Like, yo, like for me, Drake has always been an artist where it's like, yo, I can just put this on while like we having a cookout, or, you know what I'm saying, I'm hanging around a group of people or whatever. Yo, I could throw this on or whatever. It's going to be socially acceptable. You throw it on in the background. It's cool. Ain't nobody really going to complain. Or if somebody does complain, you know what I'm saying? Like they just hating or whatever. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? It's easy. It's easily palatable.
But has it always been that way with him? Has it always been that way with him?
100%.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the music that he makes.
Okay, because I think some of it was me.
Music.
Okay, I think some of it was me being a Drake stan at that time. Was like, I'm like, all right, because I do think early on he was making some music. I'm like, oh, this is thought provoking, and I think that might have started some of the many arguments that we had over time. I was like, man, Drake's making decent music. It can come or go, and I'm like, man, whatever. Kev's hating, you know. Like, but I do think that I think you're right, and I think to your point about Mr. Morale being, that's another thing from the beef too. When people were saying Mr. Morale was a dud, I didn't see that. I didn't understand that point either.
Yeah, well, it took a certain level of taste to be able to like listen to that album, digest it, and enjoy it. Like it's not background music. You know what I'm saying? It forces the listener to kind of engage with it because like, yo, the sentiment behind the music is what's important or whatever. It's not just about dancing or whatever. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's good, it's catchy, it's got a lot of energy.
Hell, so much so that even Drake didn't do it. Drake didn't even listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there, man, like he was being exposed. He like, and I told you, I think I said it on the pod, man, like Tyler, the Creator, made a great point about that. Like, yo, this album is hard for a lot of people to digest because it forces them to look at themselves in a way that maybe they might be scared to. You know what I'm saying? They want to reject that. They just want to essentially find music that just numbs the pain. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's just something I can just throw in the background that makes me forget about all of the worries and all the problems. Because they ain't going to play Mr. Morale in the club. I want to hear that Drake in the club, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody up dancing, getting your two-step on, like, yeah, boom, boom, boom. You know, it is what it is.
And I think that was the biggest point in all the beef, too, was that Kendrick gave us one of those. And, like, I can do that. You know, he's like, let me show you I can do that. And he gave us Not Like Us, because Not Like Us is here to stay.
Oh,
and it's gonna be at weddings, funerals, graduations, bat mitzvahs, all over, Kev. It's gonna be everywhere.
My wife, the #1 Drake stan, has even come around and just be like, "Yeah, I like this song." Just, sometimes she just be rapping it like, I'm like, "Yeah, there we go."
Yo, it's infectious, man. Like even with not just that song, but like today I was walking around the house. I looked at the dog in her eye, like, why is he around? Why is Baca around, Oakley? And she looked at me. She turned her head to the side. But I really, it's like it's too many sayings that came from this, and I think that to the point of leaving with the microwave society and us having quotables from a beef, Kendrick gave us that too. And I don't think Drake gave us Metro go make some drums, so he did give us some.
But the problem was that Metro did go make some drums.
He did.
And then, you know what I'm saying? And he just cooked you further. It's like everything he said kind of worked against him this entire time. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Like, listen, I have no doubt in my mind that Drake will be back with this. Like, I don't know what he was doing on that You My Everything. Like,
stop.
That wasn't even though I feel like that was like, all right, get the rest of the hate out. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, 2 Dance is on the way. I need a 2 Dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm back again. Yeah.
Whatever he does, just don't do that again. And we talked about that on previous pods. Like I told you, my stance on Sexy Red. I want her completely gone. I don't understand. Like I understand.
It might be time. I listen. I don't want her gone. I just noticed that that mixtape. It didn't really seem like it really did too much, man. Them songs, they ain't chart like that, brother. Like,
are you surprised though?
She had the Drake feature, man. It was getting a lot of talk, man. I thought it would that
was the wrong feature to get.
That was the first time in a decade that Drake wasn't in the top 20. But
she should have attached on to the winners. Just send the stems over to Kendrick and ask her to be on it. Like try to get on the Not Like Us remix. You know what I mean? Like just don't. She picked a bad one during that battle. Like And
she should have hopped on BBL Drizzy.
Yeah, word. No, that was a fact. It was a fire beat. Beat. All right, man. You got anything else?
Man, I think that about wrap it up.
All right, man, let's get out of here. But yo, be people, this Nate here.
It's Kev.
And yo, we are Games Music Life. This was the Games Music Life podcast, episode 339. Drink more water, people. Peace.